It's 3:30 in the morning and we are back at it again. Alarms were set for 2 a.m. again. It's 3:30 a.m. right now on April 19th, and we're out at Pott's Point Preserve, which is in West Harpswell. It's all the way down the end of the line. And for those of you guys who have been following us for a little while, last year I shot a pretty interesting shot of an engine block washing in the waves. It's sort of tucked up in the rocks here. And back again. So always had this idea that at some point in the spring the Milky Way would line up with this engine block, and lo and behold, lines up pretty well. So that's shot number one, and I have a couple other things in mind while we're here. So probably gonna be sticking around all night again, get some Milky Way shots, and hopefully something interesting for sunrise. So stick around. So pretty happy with this shot. This is my second composition. Earlier we were here, I was doing a horizontal crop while the Milky Way was sort of low over the horizon, and now it's sort of like stood up in the sky a little bit more. It's about 10 past 4 in the morning now, so I've switched to a vertical composition and moved my tripod a little bit to the left, and then snugged up nice and close so that engine block is really big in my frame, because I'm shooting 14 millimeters on a full frame camera, so ultra wide, and you got to really get close to your subject if you're going to do that. Obviously, because of that, I have to focus stack. So I'm going to do 2 or maybe 3 different exposures. I've been shooting at f2.5 for 30 seconds at ISO 2000 for my foreground. And I have 2 different frames that I really like, where I've been using my headlamp to paint the light in. Just sort of like a couple sweeps, nice and even with, and I've been using a little bit of like reflecting it off my hand a little bit, try and keep that light nice and soft. But everything's just a little bit wet, so actually like the surface of the metal and all the rocks are reflecting the light really well, which is sweet. And then obviously, because I'm shooting such a shallow lens, I have to stack for my sky. So my sky exposures, I have 5 different exposures. I may or may not stack, but I did shoot 5 exposures at 25 seconds, f1.8, and ISO 2000 as well. So see how it goes. Because I'm out here on the rocks and there's no trees, it's going to be such an easy focus stack. I'm really excited about that. Usually I absolutely hate focus stacking, because trying to like mask out the trees against the horizon is really hard. And here in Maine, we almost always have trees on the horizon. So pretty sweet, nice flat rocky horizon line. Should be an easy stack. Really into this composition, and it took me about 20-ish tries to get the light right on the engine block, but I think I have a frame that I really like. So we're gonna move on. We still got about half an hour, maybe 40 minutes before our first light starts to brighten up that sky. So I'm gonna go walk around a little bit more and check out some other compositions. Guys, so composition number 2, we're just over the rock ledge on the other side of the small island at Pott's. On this side there's like all this like beach grass and tide pools. I've tried to shoot here a bunch of times. Tide pools are funny shapes and they don't really line up with sunrise or sunset or Milky Way, to be honest, either. But I found a composition that I kind of like. Basically shooting the Fujifilm X-T3 with the 16-1.4. Again, focus stacking because of the shallow depth of field at 1.4. So I've got two different frames. I have my sky frame, which I shot f1.4, 20 seconds, ISO 2000. And then I have my foreground frame, which is actually all the same settings. So 20 seconds, 1.4, 2000, just with a closer focus. And then I also did a little light painting again. I did a few different techniques, but I think my favorite one for this shot, having only looked at the 3-inch screen on my camera, I think is gonna be the one where I bounce my headlamp off my hand at full power. Just gives it a little bit of softness and warmth as opposed to just like a direct shot with a cold LED headlamp. So we'll see what comes out in post, but a couple different, I kind of just shuffled around this one tide pool a few different times, tried to get some of the grass that's all matted down from the tides coming in and out. And then obviously the tide pools are perfectly flat because we got another amazingly calm night. So stars are pretty high in the sky at this point, so we don't have a ton of time left, but we're gonna move down the beach, see if we can find another composition before we lose all the, well, lose the light, gain the light, before everything is over. All right guys, so as you might be able to see already, we are starting to gain some of that light from sunrise. It's 4:48, this was my last shot, I just wrapped up. It's a rock stack that someone put together. I'm on the fence as to whether or not I love when people stack rocks, I don't know. Part of me feels like it's vandalism and a part of me feels like it's super brilliant artwork. So I don't know, it does work for this shot. So I decided to use this stack of very large rocks as my foreground item, and then the Milky Way is sort of wrapped over the top, and that one flat rock is sort of pointing up into the sky. I got really low so that it breaches the horizon line and is like up in the sky with the stars wrapped around it, which is kind of cool. Pretty much the same settings as the rest of the night. I did a couple different frames, but the sun is coming up so fast that the Milky Way got washed out real quick, so I don't think I'll be able to do a stack or anything. Nice little composition to wrap it up, and now we have like 45 minutes to hang out until the sun comes up. Probably just hang out, enjoy the sunrise. Probably won't shoot too much. I think it's supposed to stay pretty crystal clear as the sun comes up, but if any clouds start to catch that light, then we'll be ready. So. Well, I don't know what time it is.
Doesn't really matter.
Doesn't matter, actually. Well, it doesn't even matter what day it is anymore, does it?
Didn't we do this yesterday?
All right, guys, so it's 5:45. Sun's gonna come over the horizon in the next 10 or 15 minutes. And that's our cue to leave. Obviously at Five Islands, we stuck around and shot the sunrise for a while because some fluke of nature, we managed to get clear at night and then cloudy in the morning, which it almost looked like might happen today, but we have a clear morning, which is fine. We came out and like priority was shooting the stars, and we got a couple different compositions that I like and just perfect conditions, super calm night. So I think we're gonna pack it up and head on out. So I hope you guys like the photos, particularly the engine block shot. That's the one we came here for. And I just think it's a really cool sort of juxtaposition of sort of that little chunk of man-made nettle, you know, in and amongst the rocks under the stars and everything. So yeah, hopefully that one came out all right. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. It's just like, it's so beautiful out here. And we do our best to sort of capture it all, but we encourage you guys to take some time and get out when you can. Obviously, social distancing and quarantine and whatnot these days, we hope everybody is safe and staying happy and sane. And if you have any places out in nature that you can sort of stay away from people but still get out, then make sure you appreciate it while you're out, because it's really good to be out here and really a beautiful day. So thanks for stopping in. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, do all the YouTube stuff, and we'll see you next time.